This is Viburnum, plicatum, tomentosum, Doublefile Viburnum. And this is one of the more special plants I've ever seen. You can see all of these white flowers are pretty spectacular. Looks as if snow has fallen on top of the plant from a distance. And this is a close-up of the flower. And also pay attention to the leaves. The leaves are beautiful. They have deep veining and gives them a really nice texture, and there's a soft well, let me move on. This is Viburnum plicatum, and this is Mauricii, the variety Mauricii. And it's less profuse in its blooming. I've had this for about 5 or 6 years, but still, and has a very layered effect to it. Gets about 6 to 8 feet tall and 8 to 10 feet wide. Here's a group planting I discovered recently of the Viburnum plicatum tomentosum, and just really a stunning display. Again, look how the white lays on top of the horizontal branches. Very distinctive look to this plant, and then the green leaves that are just coming on hang beneath the white flowers, which lay flat on top of the branches. So this is a deciduous shrub, quite large, 8 to 10 feet seems to be the general height, and depending on the variety, kind of 8 to 10 feet wide as well, plus or minus. The flower, there are 2 types of flowers. Some of these are, the bigger ones you see are the fertile flowers, and then there are small sterile flowers alongside them. So the arrangement overall is just very impressive. The only downside for me on this plant is the flowers are so great I can't cut them because of the way they lay on the branch. There's no way to make that work, to cut them, to put them in a vase. So these are a great understory plant. You can see here there's some larger trees nearby, and in our area, so we're in Northern California, and we have very low humidity in the summer, and these big leaves that you see here, they don't really love that unless they're protected from the hot afternoon sun. So where to use these if you're in a hotter, drier area, give them protection from the hot afternoon sun. They can certainly handle a fair amount of sun, but I'd say from 2 p.m. on, I'd kind of keep them out of the sun myself. Let's see, so this is spring bloom, by the way. This film is taken in mid to late April, and they're just coming out. These still have probably another 3 to 4 weeks of solid display. These create a pretty long bloom. These blossoms end up turning into a little red berry, and then which eventually turns kind of a blackish color. So the berries aren't really that visually stunning, but they are neat detail that shows up a month or so after this blossom is gone, and then the color kind of fades to a darker color. For me, these are a great companion plant with dogwood, azaleas, even rhododendron, although these happen earlier than the rhododendrons. But right now, the same time this is blooming, so are all the azaleas. And so I would say this is just a stunning combination. If you have this as a taller plant in a background along with the azaleas, you'd have quite the show. Also, Weigelia variegata has the pink and white flowers and the variegated foliage, and so this would be a great companion plant for that. I'll slide that in at the end of this video just so you can take a look at those. And in terms of soil, we have really heavy clay soil around here, and I see these growing in a few places and handling that fine. I've also seen them recently on a rocky hillside that was near some oak trees, and it was doing fine also. So it seems to be pretty tolerant of different soils. And this is Viburnum mauricii again, and you see how it's a little more open, smaller leaves, smaller blossoms. And this is plicatum tomentosum again. So Doublefile Viburnum, a beautiful deciduous shrub, long-lasting blooms that are just real showstoppers. And there's some different varieties to look for. See what's available in your area. Summer snowflake, Nanum, semperflorens, and summer stars are a couple of varieties that I think they bloom longer. And again, see what you can find in your area, but I'd say try and find a place for this in the garden. It's something else. And by the way, this is hardy to about minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Here is the variegated Weigelia, nice companion plant for the viburnum.